This is an issue of the Harvard Business Review that came just a couple of issues ago, and this is the latest manpower pool survey. So in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, they are unable to find they are unable to fill 25% of the roles because they can't find people with the right leadership and soft skills. When it goes to North America, that becomes 1/3. And when it comes to Asia Pacific, it is more than half. So, and this is quite telling. This is a report by the Economist Intelligence Unit that talks about the fact that how difficult it is for people to find the right employees who will not get stifled by the ambiguity, but who will jump at it and will say, wow, this is so fantastic. I don't know about what am I going to do tomorrow. And that is just so exciting for me to be doing this job. Most of us, it's going to be a very different reaction. My boss never gave me a very well-defined job description. How do you expect me to do this job? So that's a mindset shift that we all need to make. If we can do it, of course, the reality is that there is more opportunity being a Singaporean than perhaps anywhere else in the world. So if we look at the number of jobs that will be created for every job that will be lost, if one is in a country like Mexico, it's not too bad. If we are in a country like Brazil, it doesn't look very good. If we are in Germany as well, the number of jobs displaced is likely to be more than the number of jobs created. Look at ASEAN. For every job that will be lost here, there will be more than 3 jobs that will be created.
ASEAN is a combination of quite a few countries, you see. So would you say that certain countries are actually holding up the bulk of jobs creations?
So for example, in ASEAN, Vietnam is doing very well because of the startup sector. Where does Singapore actually stand?
So the sense is it is going to be quite linked to the economic transformation. And therefore, one of the other pieces that I have put here is the startup ecosystem that the government has put a fair amount of investment in, and that is actually growing. So it is interesting that in the startup ecosystem, there are about 55,000 startups in Singapore today. 55,000. And they employ 345,000 professionals. 345,000 professionals. So if you realize, if that trend continues, it therefore means that if I lost my job in retail, and then I can get a job in an e-commerce engine, for example, or someone who is developing a hub in Singapore for the region to deliver the e-commerce competencies, whether it is big data analytics, whether it is AI development, whether it is any of the higher end of services, then I've got a job and I'm all right.
If you have the skills.
If you have the skills, absolutely. And that's where the whole conversation about the skills is actually very important.